Have you ever found yourself holding on to the past and unable to let go of an idea of how your life was supposed to be, or the things that we were supposed to do? I've been there too, and it all started to change for me when I started meditating, and I came across a quote by the Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh. Letting go gives us freedom, and freedom is the only condition for success. If in our heart we still cling to anything like anger, anxiety, or possessions, then in our hearts, we cannot truly be free. We cannot truly be happy. How many times have you replayed that argument with someone from your past, or that moment when someone did you wrong, or thinking that you should have done something better? You should have taken that opportunity to go on that trip, taken up that promotion, or spent more time with the people that you love. Those feelings stay stuck inside of us, and the real work comes from letting those things go. Loving yourself enough to want that happiness and want that freedom for yourself. Freedom from what you didn't do. Freedom for how you could have been. Freedom from thinking that what happened could have happened any different way. You see, society has conditioned us to seek external validation from people outside ourselves. So we're constantly comparing ourselves to the achievements and the expectations of other people. And the part of ourselves called our ego, it tries to keep up with what other people expect of us. But our ego misses out on what's truly important, what really matters to us. So what do you value? Other people's thoughts of you, or feeling truly happy on the inside? Placing our happiness on the whims of the approval of other people makes our happiness out of our control. And therefore, our freedom is dependent on other people and their expectations of us. That's not a very freeing life, and that's not a very happy life. I know. This was my life in most of my teenage days and my 20s. So our ego self has gotten so attached to living in the past, holding on to broken memories, holding on to broken hearts, holding on to losing a job or not getting a promotion or missing out on the time that we could have spent with family and people who we love. We relive the anger, the anxiety, the loss over and over again. Eckhart Tolle once said, true power comes in letting go, not in holding on. Because letting go allows us to become who we are evolving into, because it gives us the opportunity to become who we will be, not stay stuck in the past. So instead of saying, I should have known better, let go and say, I did what I thought was best in that moment in time. Instead of saying that if you had mattered, then that person would have stayed in your life, they would not have left. Let go and say people's behavior is a reflection of how they feel about themselves, not on you. Instead of saying, my life is hard, let go and say, the way I see myself and the way I talk to myself is holding me back, and it's time to change. We have to make peace with ourselves and with our circumstances. See it for what it is. It's here to help us to grow and become the person who we are evolving into. It's time to stop running from ourselves and from the parts of us that seeks out change. Stop standing still, feeling afraid of our old selves and our old memories that we will lose it somehow if we stop thinking about it. Appreciate every person and every moment you've had in your life because it taught you something. It helped you to be who you are today, even if that's not perfect. Appreciate the fact that you are still alive, despite your feelings. Let it go and create space in your life and in your heart for something better that is truly aligned with who you are becoming. This really hits home for me. After trying for a really long time, I finally became pregnant. Somewhere along the way, my baby stopped growing. And I eventually lost that baby. And I struggled to find meaning in that moment because all I could keep thinking about was the loss of what could have been. It stopped me from seeing the life right in front of me, my loving husband, the fact that I still have a healthy body and I can still have more kids. I had to let go and stop looking back and just appreciate that moment for what it was and start looking ahead in the path in front of me, not behind. It's why I started this channel, to remind you to keep looking ahead, not at who you were or of all the things that you could have done better, but at who you are becoming and where you are going, because we are all traveling this path together. There's a YouTuber out there that that said something really special. We can't replace a bad habit with absence. We have to replace it with something to fill that vacancy, because we all have bits of us that feel unfulfilled. And we have a tendency to fill this vacancy with things from our past, bad habits, negative self-talk, or poor relationships. And those things don't make us feel fulfilled. So in becoming someone new, we have to let go of the parts of ourselves that no longer serve us. And it's no longer making it possible for us to grow. It's time to create a new part that is open to the beauty of who you are becoming. Remember, you are not your past mistakes. The more you love yourself, the more you will start seeing things around you as an expression of that love. So love yourself enough to let go and honor your past and make room for the new, the growing you. Thank you so much for watching. If you stuck with me up till this point, I want to tell you that I really appreciate your time.